Hi, I'm Kristine Burke, and I'm the founder of Castles and Crayons. Before I tell you about Castles and Crayons and the Personal Freedom Network, I'd like to tell you a little bit about why I created it. During World War II, women entered the workforce, entered the hierarchies because that's what existed, and we learned how to perform and we learned how to succeed in them. There were rules to the game, and we could certainly learn them. But what I discovered is that most women don't really fit into a hierarchy, or at least don't find fulfillment there. And the reality is, most men don't. I don't actually believe that hierarchies are intrinsically bad. However, I do believe they're only part of the equation. If they're about appearances and competition, let's say they're the yin, then we also need the yang. We need the infrastructure that's about collaboration, personal development, and experiences, and that was lacking. For many of us today, it feels like we only have a couple of options. One of those is to go into an existing hierarchy and get the perceived security, but to trade in your personal freedoms. In other words, to become part of the hierarchy's mission and hope to find your fulfillment there. The other is to choose a more independent path and have all kinds of personal freedom, but not have access to any of the security. It became really clear to me that we need a better option, one that supports the individual, one that supports the individual in determining what their own values are, what their interests are, in spending their time and energy there, in creating meaningful lives. So many of the social ills that we talk about, that are all over the news, that we've been struggling with for eons, are the result of people who are focused on appearances and trying to compete and having a certainty that they can't, giving up before they even have a chance to get started. I began to wonder what life would be like if we had an infrastructure that would enable people to find out what they were about, what they were interested in, and then to put their time and energy into that, to have access to other people who were interested in the same things, to form collaborative groups and networks, to take their study, their exploration, and their creation to the next level. I realized that in order for people to take advantage of such an infrastructure, they would also need security. They would need access to food, clothing, shelter, belongingness, all of the things in Maslow's hierarchy. And the bottom levels of those are accessed by money. People need money. It's a reality of the day that we live in. We no longer grow our own food, and we don't heat our own homes. We pay for those things, and that means money. So I began to ask the question, how could you create a collaborative personal development network that would help people to do the self-discovery necessary to make their personal journey meaningful and to contribute to humanity, whatever it is that they have to contribute, while belonging to something bigger than themselves and having financial security? Castles and Crayons was my answer, and I'm really excited about it.